Once upon a time, in a quiet village where birds sang poems and trees hummed lullabies, lived a curious boy named Elian. He wasn't the strongest or the fastest, but he had one unusual gift: he listened. Not just to people, but to the wind, the animals, and even the silence between the stars. Elian often wandered into the ancient willow woods, a forbidden forest where no grown-up dared enter. But Elian never felt afraid. The trees whispered stories to him, of ancient times, of magic, and of a great tree called the Whispering Willow, hidden at the forest's heart. Legend said this tree was older than time, and it granted a single answer to anyone who truly listened. One day, a terrible drought struck Elian's village. The rivers dried, crops withered, and the wells echoed empty. The villagers tried everything, digging deeper wells, performing rain dances, and praying to the sky, but nothing worked. When hope began to fade, Elian made a decision. He packed a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and tiptoed into the whispering woods. Deeper and deeper he went, past trees with glowing moss, past deer with antlers like chandeliers, until he reached a clearing bathed in moonlight. There stood the Whispering Willow, ancient, vast, and glowing from within. Elian sat before it, quietly. He didn't speak. He didn't ask. He just listened. At first, he heard only the rustling leaves. Then, slowly, a voice began to emerge, soft as mist, deep as the ocean. "You seek water, but do you seek understanding?" the tree asked. Elian nodded, still silent. "Then hear the truth," the willow said. "The drought above is caused by greed below. The crystal spring that feeds your rivers has been blocked, not by nature, but by a forgotten curse." Elian blinked. "A curse?" The tree continued. "Long ago, villagers stole from the forest, cutting trees too young and ignoring the sacred pact. In anger, the earth sealed the crystal spring beneath the mountain of echoes. If I find it, can I lift the curse?" Elian asked gently. "If you listen well, yes," replied the willow. With new purpose, Elian journeyed to the mountain of echoes. Along the way, he listened to the rocks that spoke of tunnels, to the owls who warned of traps, and even to the mountain winds that revealed hidden doors. Finally, in a glittering cavern, he found the crystal spring, sealed with ancient vines and thorny words in a forgotten language. But Elian had heard this language before, whispered by the willow. He repeated the words exactly as he'd heard them. "Let what was taken be returned. Let what was broken be mended." The vines fell away. The water roared back to life, gushing through the caves, into rivers, and toward his village. When Elian returned, rain fell for the first time in weeks. The villagers danced with joy. They asked him, "How did you do it?" Elian smiled gently. "I just listened." From that day, the village changed. People began to listen, to each other, to the land, and to the quiet wisdom in the world around them. And every year, they celebrated Listening Day, in honor of the boy who saved them not with weapons or power, but with an open heart and careful ears. Moral: true wisdom lies in listening, not just speaking.